Everybody, it's Victor. It's time another Eden Run here, the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance series. Happy Tuesday, Mosh Pit. I hope your Tuesdays are going off to a good start. We did have not another video across 3,000 likes. I don't know why I said it that way, but we didn't have another video across 3,000 likes yet, but a couple are very close, including last week's Tuesday episode, which was the last resort episode, which we do have a question of the episode, which I will talk about in a moment. But first off, here's your meme of the day, brought to you this time around by Specialist Toe3328. Just title of the thread was simply SinvictaLuck.jpg. Actually, it was SinvictaLuck.png, but it had to turn into a JPEG because when I saved it, look, you know what I mean. So yes, indeed, we missed a 93% deal with the devil, and that literally was my face right after missing that one. So thank you very much, Specialist Toe, and everyone who upvoted that one. Let's hop on into today's Eden Run. And yeah, we'll talk about last week's question of the episode as well. Wow, we have a lot of HP. 28 X-Ray 8, Hotel 1 Delta Golf. We've got Conquest Pony and Placenta. Really, really strong starting stats here. 4.26 damage, 3.05 tiers, and a good shot speed, good movement speed. Obviously, we don't know what our actual movement speed is thanks to us having Conquest Pony, but this is a very, very, very good start, and I'm definitely down for it because I had a rough couple of nights. I will say that. Got these bombs, this bomb and a key here, and yeah, we'll take Purity as well. Purity is going to give us a random stat boost, and of course, it gives us the one that we don't want, but that's okay because we can go ahead and reset that. By tapping the sacrifice room here in a second. We'll see if we can get a better stat. We get chaos on floor 1. I don't know. We'll see. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, by the way, Purity is going to give you a random stat boost. It's one of 3 different auras that you can get. Technically 4, I guess. You have the yellow, orange, red, and blue. So if you take damage, you're going to lose that bonus. But when you go to the next room, when you go to the next room, it's going to give you a different stat bonus. So you see right there, we got the blue aura, which is my personal favorite because it gives you a huge tears up. It does break the tears cap tremendously. Obviously, you have to be careful because you don't want to lose a buff that you have unless you absolutely have to, which we don't want to. Yeah, first floor chaos. I don't know. I don't know about that. I think that with this start here, we wouldn't necessarily want to get chaos. Especially given the fact that we have so much HP, we can levy that and turn it into a devil deal, or a couple devil deals, really, depending on what the boss gives us here. Now, Placenta, if I really, 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 really wanted to torch you, I could, in theory, sit here and wait for Placenta to go off. But I'm not going to do that. Placenta will give you a half heart. It will regen a half heart in an active room. So basically what that means is that you could potentially sit here and regenerate all your HP over and over again, as long as you're in an active room, and then we can go back and tap the sacrifice room until we get, like, what we want. But I wouldn't do that to you. Now, come on now, Mosh Pit. I wouldn't do that. The strength card, and we get Binky, which I'm not going to take right now because it gives us a soul heart. I'll wait until after we're done tapping the sac room. We do get a strength card, which is going to be good for us to use in the sacrifice room as well. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Let's tap it. Go. Now, obviously, we do lose our bonus that we got from Purity, and we get we get Angelic Prism. The Angelic Prism is just going to give us an orbital that just kind of does that. It just does that. If we get one more, heart, we have a chance of getting another Angel Room item or a Soul Heart. So it's going to be one or the other. So us looking for a red heart here would be beneficial. You just saw Placenta go off there, and actually I was incorrect. It doesn't actually it doesn't require an active room. Okay, brother, we just need one red heart. Well, I guess that I was hoping that we could hold on to this extra soul heart that we would get here from Binky, but it looks like we're not going to be able to do that. But at least we get the soul heart back from tapping the sacrifice room. We do, and that'll be it. So, very strong start here, I got to say. Movement speed is out of control right now, thanks to the yellow aura. But yeah, having Conquest Pony, having a boss killer, plus having really, really strong stats early on here is, it's a ticket for a good run. All right, going on to the question of the episode from last week, the Last Resort episode, which obviously was a Papa Roach reference. And I only put that reference there just because we had Mom's knife, and, you know, like Mom's knife cut my life into pieces. This is my last you know the song. The most upvoted question last week came in from Copper Sizemore 4725, who said, question for Sinvicta, can you explain the timing of dropping a bomb on the bomb leeches during the Stanley fight? Now, there's no real like secret about it, to be honest. Depending on, well, the only thing it depends on is if you have a stopwatch, right? Assuming you don't have the stopwatch and time isn't slowed down by anything, or if you haven't used like an Airwalk, or if you haven't used a drowsy pill, you can usually count to 3 is what I do. So it'd be 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000 plant, and then you drop the bomb, and it should go off pretty much exactly when Fallen and the bomb leeches spawn. That's ideal anyway, and the reason why we do that is because we just don't feel like having to fight Fallen as well as a bunch of bomb leeches flying everywhere. This way kind of makes it to where you don't have to worry about doing that at all, but also deals a lot of damage to Fallen, because not on top of you bombing Fallen, you're also getting the damage from the bomb leeches going off right next to him as well. So yeah, that's basically timing 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000 plant. Now, of course, that is much different if you end up using a drowsy pill or something like that. You have to count a little bit more conservatively. Use Conquest Pony here to do the dirty work for us. And thank you all very much for submitting questions of the episode. It's been good so far. A lot of people are really running with it. You know, and another thing, there was someone asked, like, how do the questions of the episodes work? Essentially, all you do is you just upvote the questions that you want to see the most, and I will read the most upvoted question of the episode. It's quite simple. But you do not have to worry about, it's not like you only have one vote or anything. You can upvote as many questions as you want. And the one that is at the top, the one with the most upvoted comments, that is Isaac related, will get read on the following week's episode. Wow, we got a dime. Look at this. Look at us. Conquest Pony doing a great job here with Crack the Skizzle. Now, we did get Sanguine Bond as well, which is going to be kind of nice with the amount of HP that we've got. You see here, this Conquest Pony is just so strong against bosses. And look at this. We get ourselves Goat Head, which is fantastic. And you bet your bottom dollar we're going to be playing some Sanguine Bond here, y'all. And so we're starting at 5.58. Reason why I take note of what our starting damage is because I just like to see how much damage we actually gain from Sanguine Bond. 0.71, nice. Nice, got another one, 0.73, I think that was. Wow, we got more. No, I didn't want to take that. All right. Wow, we went up to 8.02 damage. That is massive. Sanguine Bond, y'all. Seeing a lot of new faces in the comments as well. Welcome all new subscribers. People saying that the algorithm brought them here, and they've never seen the channel before. And that's awesome. I love seeing new members of the Mosh Pit. Hello, my name's Sinvicta. I've been doing this for quite a while now. been playing this friggin' game for many years now, and yeah, we're still going with Isaac. There was a question on a recent episode. I don't remember which episode it was. This is like a little bit of a bonus answer, although I don't remember the name because it was just something I was reading offhand. Someone asked, you know, how can you continue to play Isaac? Like I play Isaac like once or twice a week, and then that's it. I'm too frustrated. How do you do it for days and days and days, years on end without missing? And something like that it's easy for me to. I'm not gonna take Constellation Prize yet because right now Purity is actually skewing what we actually need right now. It's not giving us tiers. It's not giving movement speed because we have the movement speed from Purity. But questions like that, you know, I try to answer them as honestly as possible. I mean, I do answer them as honestly as possible. Yeah, I didn't really want Necronomicon, thank you, but I guess we're gonna have it now. For me, Isaac it's just something that I've always just kind of done. You know, it's not something that I think about actively. Now it's gonna give us fire rate, exactly what we want. it's always been something that it's, you know, Isaac was my dream. It was my goal game back way back in 2014, maybe even 2013 is when I first started. No, it couldn't. That's a lie. It wasn't 2013. It was 2014 because that's when I first started playing Isaac. But the first time I played Isaac, I was like, man, I really wish I had this game. Like I basically was I was wanting to do what Ryan did, what Northernlion did, which was that, man, how great would it be if I didn't have to do solo queue in Heroes of the Storm every single day for content, and instead I could just play the Binding of Isaac every single day. And you know, and what's funny is that I remember way back in the day, one of the only things that Husky and I ever disagreed upon was Isaac. He said, you know, because obviously Husky was very influential in helping me back when I first was getting going. Helping me in the sense like understanding how the algorithm worked and understanding how building a channel on YouTube worked. Is this the most empty map on the entire planet, by the way? I just want to bring attention to this just barren wasteland of a map here. Yeah, it's still empty. One of the things that we've ever only disagreed upon was Isaac. At the time when I played Isaac, I was losing subscribers because people wanted to see Heroes of the Storm because that was my established content, daily content here. And he said, dude, you've got to stop playing this game, The Binding of Isaac. Like, it's costing you like 10, 20 subs per video. I was like, I don't care, because I was in such hell playing Heroes of the Storm every single day in ranked solo queue that like I was like, I don't care what I do, I just don't want to play Heroes of the Storm. I don't want to play any MOBAs right now. So I pretty much like directly did the opposite of what Husky told me to do, which was just continue to play. I was like, I don't care. I need this for a mental vacation of solo queue silliness. And when it became a reality that, you know, Isaac overtook Heroes and everything else that I was doing on the channel at the time, it literally was a dream come true. I was like, I get to play this game. It's a single player game. I can play it whenever I want, and I don't have to worry about online anything. Like I can play it. I can learn the game. I was never trying to like break records or do anything major with it. I just wanted to play the game. It was something that wasn't Heroes of the Storm. And get one more tap. I don't want to lose this Eternal Heart, so I'm not going to tap it. I'll get a little bit of extra money here. And that was it. And the rest is kind of history. You know, it was Isaac was such a game that I wasn't I never ever would have thought that I'd be still playing it so much longer. But you know, it's a game that, yeah, it gets frustrating. Like, you know, people will come by the stream and, you know, they'll see the wackiness that goes on the stream. And usually, like, if something really bad happens, like I'll complain about it and stuff, and you know, and people automatically assume that I just don't like the game. And you got to understand that, like, you're allowed to play a game, but still like have problems with it, or like if you make a bad play or if the game pulls some BS on you, you're allowed to like complain about it. Like, there's no rules against that, and it doesn't mean that I hate the game at all. Sometimes the game makes me hate it, for sure. But it would never get to the point where I'm like, I'm just done with Isaac. Like, I just flat out refuse to play this game anymore. Just because it's like, it's just what I've always done. Like, Isaac's been a part of my life for many years, better part of a decade now, which is insane to think about. We're gonna get bounced into that. Yep. We technically didn't get bounced into it. I picked it up, but you know what I mean. Damage keeps going up and up here with Sanguine Bond. A weird little delay on the damage because we regened with Placenta. You know, but despite how infuriating, and anyone who's ever played Isaac will tell you, like, yeah, the game is incredibly frustrating to play sometimes, especially if you're going for unlocks. And that's something to me that is like, I think it's misconstrued a lot whenever I play Isaac or people come by the stream or whatever. You know, you don't like, just because you're playing bad, you're just having some bad runs or whatever, you're like, oh, this like I would do anything just to not play this run anymore type thing. It doesn't mean that the game itself is just like condemned, like, yep, never touching that again. Like that's psychotic behavior in my opinion. Like I'm not going to do that. And you know, despite everything, the game still is fun. It is the perfect, in my opinion, the perfect streaming game. Anyone who knows the game, and even if you don't know the game, it's just like I've equated it to like watching like soccer or football for those of you who are not American. You don't have to know all the intricacies of the rules to understand what the end result is. You try to kick the ball in the opposing player's goal, and the team that has the most goals at the end of the game, at the end of time, whatever, will be declared the winner. Also, we got another super barren like map. I don't know what the hell is going on with these maps. There's just nothing. I mean, nothing here. A sacrifice room, but don't know if we have enough HP to make it work. You know, but anyone who's ever played Isaac will tell you that the game pulls some BS a lot. And after a certain point, you know, your limits get tested, and you're like, you know what, I just don't feel like playing this game anymore. Or if you're on a really particularly struggle bus run, you know, I mean, you have the option to like, you know, just to leave the run. I don't have the option to leave the run because people expect me to just see it through no matter what. Well, now we have at least have our hearts now for the sacrifice room. Who are you? Ricard. So to answer the question in a roundabout way, there's nothing that I have to do that's special that makes Isaac continue to be fun and enjoyable to play. Despite frustrations, despite the belly aching and random Sinvicta like BS that happens on any given run, you know, I'm still gonna play the game. There's no options to not play Isaac, and I will never not play Isaac. Well, I don't want to say it that way. Let's not get ahead of myself. I will continue to play Isaac as long as it remains fun. It's a lot of HP. Okay, so what we can do is we can go tap there's a 0% chance that we don't get a full tap here on this run. We have these many hearts, and on top of that, we also have PJs, which is going to give us a full heal plus a whole bunch of soul hearts. So yeah, we're gonna play this to completion here. Take another tap here. Now, is playing the sacrifice room better than playing the devil deal, the Sanguine Bond? I would say no. Because at least, like, you know, Sanguine Bond can give us something that we can use. Uriel here, which I'm just going to go ahead and walk out and walk back in. And here comes 30 cents, probably. Yep. Okay, so now we use the rest of these hearts to play the Sanguine Bond play, but first we got to go beat. Well, no, not first. Let's go tap Sanguine Bond here, and just hopefully turn these hearts into either Guppy or Leviathan. Okay. That was a 2% chance there, but sure. Getting more damage here and even more damage. Oh, baby. Look at that, 11.32 damage. Who needs damage upgrades when you got Sanguine freaking Bond? But yeah, I mean, I don't know how long Isaac will continue to be the main game on the channel. I mean, I hope forever, because like it's a game that I actively enjoy playing. You know, I do record some episodes in a row sometimes to give myself like a day off or just a break, so I can do other things and also try to have some kind of a social life outside of YouTube. But you know, I try not to front load too many Isaac episodes, just because like after a while, like you're like, okay, like I'm done with the game's BS here for the day. That's enough Isaac for one day type thing. We're up to 14 damage now. That is nuts. Actually, no, it's slightly skewed because we have the purity buff. Still though, our base damage has been increased by a whole lot. We can go tap it one more time, and then we go pick up PJs in the boss trap room. We're not going to make boss rush, obviously, but I don't care about boss rush. We're getting all the stats that we're gaining here from Sanguine Bond is way better than anything we're going to get from boss rush. That is faux shizzle. We don't even have to go through the... Okay, never mind. Thank you, game. Say we don't even have to go through the more scenic route because we're down to 1 HP, and then just randomly the game just decides to proc with placenta. But it wouldn't proc when I was trying to show you what it did, of course. No. That would be too scripted. That'd be too on point. There we go. So we're leaving here with a whole bunch of extra money, a whole bunch of extra damage and stats. And man, that was just a landmark floor for us. This is the run that was built on Sanguine Bond. Sanguine Bond and good use of our HP. Of course, it does help having Goat Head, so we can get back into the Devil Deal on demand pretty much whenever we want, which is what on demand means. 99 cents. Now, it's debatable whether or not Chaos would have been a good pickup or not. Obviously, we have no clue how much money we're going to be leaving with after the... Well, we have no clue how much money we're going to have, period. But Chaos would have been interesting here if we had a bunch of rerolls, which we technically don't. But for the shops in particular, I like getting a lot of items to roll through with Chaos. Speaking of Crack the Skizzle, we actually don't have to have Conquest Pony more. We can just take Crack the Sky. But if you notice there, the Crack the Sky, wow, our movement speed's just garbage. Crack the Sky is on a 4-room cooldown, whereas the Flying Pony is not. And you might be wondering, well, wait a second, why would Crack the Sky be so much worse? It's a good question. There's a lot of items like that in Isaac, especially in Repentance. The answer is who knows? This is the answer is that's Repentance, baby. That is your ultimate answer right there. We don't know why. I don't know why you would want to use Crack the Sky whenever you have Crack the Sky that's at half the cooldown, but also like gives you flying, like, and a movement speed upgrade. Like, yeah, sign me up for that all day, every day, brother. What? I just don't feel like being in this room. I'm hoping that we get some mapping from the store, depending on if we ever actually find the store, which is not over here. So I have lots of HP, lots of wiggle room here for Sanguine Bond. Me? Oh, okay. And a greed fight. Right. Add the Steam sale. Ooh. Hey, to win, though, however. We'll take it. Damage upgrade here with Pentagram, which is great. And Lusty Blood in the Pact is also fantastic. We're going to take both of those, obviously. After we play a little bit of Sanguine Bond here, maybe get a little bit of extra, okay? I bounced right into that. Spear of the Night, I mean, it gives us Spectral Tears, so I'm going to take that. We'll also take the Pact, which is going to give us even more damage and Tears up. And, man, we are smoking it. Is it me, or did all these mobs turn yellow after the room activated? They weren't yellow right away. Am I imagining that? I might be imagining that. It's been a long week, long weekend. Having lots of fun playing a variety of different things on stream. Balatro, I mean, I've been playing Balatro, but not as much as I used to. I think that Balatro, it's starting to lose some of the lust some of the luster. Luster? I don't know what luster is. The luster for me. Having the same, having like the sort of same issues that I had with Risk of Rain 2, getting to the point where, like, you know, there's almost like only one or two different paths that you can really go to win a run, or at least try to do what we're doing right now, which is getting E in that game. It gets a little frustrating after a while, and there's only so many times where I'm just like, yeah, we could do something different, or we could keep on just staying the course and try to go for our E, which is what I've been doing. The change of focus has definitely helped out a lot, though. I'm just not streaming it. Like, the only time I actually ever stream Balatro now is when I'm recording for YouTube, essentially. Go ahead and put some money back in the coupon. Coupon can just be here. We don't need to... I'm not giving up Flying Pony. There's a 0% chance of me giving up Conquest Pony at this point. It's simply too good. Armor Boy wouldn't have been too bad, but I just don't think we need it. We have an Emperor card as well, which is very good. I guess I could have picked up the Magician card, but oh well. Yeah, Red Mom is. That's what I was hoping would happen, is that we'd freeze her with Mom's Contact. Now notice how we weren't getting any bonus there from the Angelic Prism. That was because we were too far away for our shots to activate before hitting Mom. And definitely going to take Brimstone here. I'm not going to tap anything on the sack room. I feel like it's been forever since we had Brimstone, especially Rainbow Brimstone. But yeah, that's if your target gets in that negative space of in between where Angelic Prism is and where your shots are going, like, you're not going to hit anything. And that's where Mom actually was, right there. Now, just because we got flying and just because we got Brimstone doesn't mean that we don't have to be careful. We still got to be a little bit cautious. Curse of Darkness can be annoying. Obviously, our damage is incredible right now. Well, maybe not super incredible, but it's very good. Nice freeze there by Mom's eye. Again, another great freeze there by Mom's eye. Comboing here with Brimstone. There goes Matriarch. We get old Bandage. Okay. There was Krampus. This episode, but I mean, this episode and this run is definitely strength through sacrifice, right? Like, you're seeing how much HP that we've given up here, but we've gained just an overwhelming amount of damage stats. Damage especially. Of course, having Purity is helping out a lot too, along with Brimstone. I mean, MVP is definitely going to go to Sanguine Bond with, I'd say even a co-MVP of Conquest Pony, because Conquest Pony's really kind of opened up a lot of doors for us as well, giving us the option and the benefit of having flying, of having Crack the Sky, without really having to worry much about movement speed. And our movement speed at the base level was very, very, very bad on this run, and it was completely countered by Conquest Pony. So it's a overall enjoyable run, enjoyable experience. I do love the fact that despite having Crack the Sky baked into the effect, we also get the charging damage of the Flying Pony's, well, the Headless Horseman's horse. The Conquest Pony really is one of those items that, you know, it feels like not a lot of people really talk about in terms of like some of the best active items in the game. You know, but you think about like how multifaceted Conquest Pony is, given the fact that you have flying, given the fact that you get not only a permanent, well, not permanent, but it's while you're using it's permanent anyway. a movement speed upgrade, you get flying, you also get the charging damage, the impact damage from the pony charge, and on top of all that, you got Crack the Sky built into it as well. So it's like, good lord. I mean, and you know, that's not even to mention the intangible benefits as well, like being able to like get to places in the early game that you normally wouldn't be able to get to because you have flying. You know, how much damage does that actually save you because you didn't have to worry about your movement speed? Like that, those sort of benefits is something that I think Conquest Pony doesn't get enough credit for. Is Conquest Pony overrated, or not overrated, underrated? I think it's safe to say it probably is. It's an item that doesn't have any frills, no fuss, no nothing about it. You know what you're getting with Conquest Pony. And I think that having all that built into its kit right out of the box, especially if you're starting with it on an Eden run, is just amazing. And on top of all that as well, it's only a 2-room cooldown, dog. That's it. You know, again, we directly saw a comparison today to Crack the Sky versus its cooler and way more better counterpart, which is Conquest Pony. I mean, like it's half the cooldown cost. A Crack the Sky still does literally the exact same effect and a whole lot more. I don't take Jacob's Ladder, fine. So, but what a run! Thank you for watching, everybody. Remember, post those questions of the episode down below, and I do appreciate everyone who's been taking part in those. I know it's a little bit of a shorter episode today, but the next couple of episodes are probably still going to be kind of short here. I am going to rattle off a few of them in a row, and yeah, thank you all very much for watching. Hope you had a great start to your Tuesday. Remember, thank you for those of you who do answer. Put your questions down below, and if I don't answer the questions, I promise you I still see them, and maybe I'll respond to some of them extra during the commentary, depending on how good or bad the run is going. But don't take it personal if your question doesn't get answered. I promise you I see them, and I promise you I read them. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and as always, I'll see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. I'd like to thank some patrons of mine like Irie Cuneo, Julian Lafon, and Nicholas Perrin. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find at patreon.com/Sinvicta.